Hey, I'm Chris Jenkins here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, where the Carolina Panthers have snapped their 4-game losing streak. Matt Rule promised a couple weeks ago more rushes. We need to rush the ball more. We did not see it last week, but today against the Atlanta Falcons, we saw a completely different offensive running attack.
It certainly wasn't perfect. A lot of credit to the Falcons. Even at the end, we had a chance to put the game away. They came back and forced it to go down to an onside kick. So very similar to last year's game. But I thought our guys did the things we asked them to do. We were able to run it 46 times, 60% on third down, all the things I've talked to you guys about that had to happen. Today, they happened. And on defense, I thought they played a good game on defense, close to a fourth quarter shutout. The only issue being way too many drives kept going because of defensive penalties. So something we'll have to continue to correct. We had 8 penalties in the game, whereas they only had 3. So Sam gave us a lot of plays with his legs, which we knew was going to be important. So, we've talked a lot about it. Today we finally did it. First time since I've been here we ran for 200 yards. So that's a step in the right direction. Let me say this. I'm sorry. I thought Amir Abdullah was just an absolute jolt of energy for us today. It was excellent.
So no doubt a much happier coach, Matt Rule, this week as they get that victory. And now the player that we've all been waiting for, the guy that was the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore, was able to get his first game action today and had a great game.
Felt great. You always want to make plays when you go out there and coming back home and making the play in my first game to help the team win. It was a great feeling. I kind of knew the route, the way he stemmed, and was able to make a play on the ball and undercut it. He's a tight end, so he's not as fast out his breaks, so I was able to, undercut it and make a play. It's a great defense, you just got to keep doing it each and every week. You got to turn the page and get better the following week. That's the thing. The good defense is consistent every week, and they show up every week.
All right, so there you heard from Stephon Gilmore. And, normally I have a lot of commentary I want to add, but you know what? I'm excited that this team got the victory today, and we had a chance to speak to a lot of players. So I'm going to roll a little bit more about some players that were able to speak with us today. And Shaq Thompson was another one. Had a great game. Up in the press box where we are, which, well, you can't see from here, but I was watching with binoculars. And that interception by Shaq Thompson, I was watching the whole play. Really, Matt Ryan gave him a great opportunity. Shaq was reading it as well, and was able to make a good play. But let's go ahead and hear it from Shaq Thompson.
We've been going over a lot of their routes, and we called a call, whatever, and they ran something. Then I was just reading Matt Ryan, and he didn't see me. And they ran like a reverse dig, and he didn't see me in the window, and I was able to catch the interception. We starting this winning streak now. How we practice this week has to go like that every other week. You know what I mean? So every week we got to go out there and practice with this intensity and have that chip on our shoulder that nobody's going to respect us. A lot of communication out there. Everybody flying around. They had some good plays. We had some better plays. We had a lot of 3 and outs. I think they were 3 for 10. You know what I mean? That's something we emphasize on third down. It's getting off the field, getting the ball back to the offense, and that's what we did. When he went down, it was just like, man, we got to go out here. We knew the game. You know what I mean? It was a one-score game, so we knew we had to go out there and make a play. And shout out to Stephon. He came and made a big play for us, and we won the game.
Okay, so now we've heard from all the guys. Now, personally, what did I think of the game today? Today's game was definitely a different type of game to watch. Seeing this Carolina Panthers team run the ball and run the ball and run the ball was impressive. And I think about the first half, it was pretty much even, and then they went to more rushes in the second half than they did have in the first half. Now, one thing that I need to go back and look at the tape and double check is, we did get points on the board. We did win the game. Completely, utterly grateful for that. But why, you always want to analyze, why did you have to kick 4 field goals? And I feel like the rushing was working, but once we got past the 50, things tightened up, and we weren't able to take advantage of that. But I feel like that started to change a little bit in the second half with the creativity. Now, I did like Sam Darnold running the ball today. He did an excellent job running the ball in lieu of, some drop passes and some bad passes. But, again, a far better game than he's had from previous weeks. It was almost like he was managing the game. But, those hits that he took, those last few plays, you love to see that he's determined to win, but man, that's just rough. So we're going to have to see what it looks like as far as the diagnosis on Sam and the level of the concussion to see who exactly is going to continue to lead this team going forward. But we also overcame a lot of adversity today. We overcame Chuba Hubbard with the fumble early on. We overcame what seemed like a bad call with DJ Moore not being able to have his touchdown count for us, right? That seemed crazy. One thing that's a disadvantage in the press box, we don't have all the angles that you guys have on TV, but it still just looked like that should have been a touchdown for DJ Moore. And then later on in the game, Robbie Anderson got a hard hit. He was able to come back. So those were some good things to see. So nevertheless, it's good. It's a division win. It's a division road win. And we'll be back in Charlotte next week to take on the New England Patriots. I invite you to make sure you hit the like button. Helps me so much. You guys have seen I've started back to doing the one-on-one interviews. I can do so much more and continue to do more. If we get those likes, if we get those subscribers up, just helps me when I have a big audience to do so. But I also invite you to join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. live as I will, my light's going out, as I will have Joe Person on for our Ask Me Your Carolina Panthers questions. I'm Chris Jenkins at Chris Jenkins at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.